Here we have two presser feet for the Viking sewing machines with the top and bottom feed and with the 9mm width stitching. This is the presser foot number A, and this is the presser foot number B. The presser foot number A is for all of your regular sewing, which is straight stitch, zigzag, multiple zigzag, your overlock stitch, that kind of stitch. Just regular sewing machine stitches that do not build up an enormous amount of thread in the middle, right behind the opening in the presser foot. This foot, however, is for the decorative sewing stitches, your forward and reverse motion decorative stitches, as well as your satin stitching, and that has a specific bottom to it. Although these feet look the same from the top, they are not going to function the same. Just like tires on a truck, you're not going to use the winter tires in the summer and summer tires in the winter, because they have a specific purpose also. So we're going to flip these feet over so that you can see the bottom of them. And let's get a little bit closer view. So on the Viking foot, A foot, which is for your regular sewing, you'll notice it has the wide area, 9mm width for your full width stitching. Now these feet both are for forward and reverse motion stitching. So they go this way. They do not move the fabric left or right. So you have the cutout in the back, which is for your top feeding. And get this a little bit closer where we can see it. You'll notice that this is flat all the way across. All of these presser feet are going to have this little relief behind it, behind the needle opening. And that's so that it adds a little bit of ramp. So when the take-up lever completes the stitch, it'll allow to pull the knot up as it advances, so that the top and bottom thread cross over each other in the middle of the fabric, which is where you want it. So just remember, this is all flat here. So if we decided to try to use this for decorative sewing, in the middle here, we're going to build up a whole bunch of thread. And so like even a satin stitch or an applique stitch, it's going to build up a lot of thread in the middle here. Well, it's going to be pulled through by the feed dogs that are in the middle of your feed dog set, but it's going to lift the presser foot off of the side. So your two longest feed dogs are basically inactive, because you've lifted the presser foot off of the feed dogs with the extra stitch buildup in the middle. You would only be using the top feed and the 3 feed dogs in the middle instead of all of your feed dogs and the top feed. So this foot is not going to give you really great results on decorative sewing, stitches that build up a lot of thread in the middle of your presser foot. If we look at this foot, however, your B foot, you will see that there's a relief cutout here. It actually goes across in the front too. So forward, it works well for forward and reverse motion stitching also. So if you see this relief here, we'll see if we can get you a little better look. You see the cutout underneath here? That is for the buildup of thread. So when you do your stitches that build up a lot of thread in the middle, your feed dogs in the middle are still going to be able to advance the fabric, even with the thread buildup, but it also leaves the side of the presser foot low enough so that it will contact your 2 longest feed dogs. So you're using all of your feed dogs, and this foot for decorative sewing will give you the best looking decorative stitches, and that's what you want to use. So they don't look the same from the bottom, but from the top they look very similar. And we get a lot of people in with this foot on for doing their regular sewing. And if you do that, because like on a straight stitch, for example, because there is nothing in the center of underneath this foot holding the presser foot down, it is not flat, it has a relief. When the take-up lever pulls the thread up to complete the stitch and tie the knot in the middle of the fabric, it's going to drag some of the thread and the fabric this direction, pulling it back. So if it does that, you're going to wind up with a puckered seam on like a straight stitch on lightweight fabric. And I get a lot of machines in for repair that's what they're complaining about in their service request, and all they needed to do was switch to the proper foot. So make sure you use the correct foot for the correct job, and I hope this helps. Make sure to remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below if you like this video, and